Good evening and welcome to the Dum Ditty News. I'm DJ Dum Ditty, and this is a sideways view of the news and what's trending. Actually, today's upside down news as we honor White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer, who wore his U.S. flag lapel upside down. We speculate that this is a quiet apology to the city of Toronto and the Blue Jays. Another White House newsman jumps the South Fence to breach the White House grounds. When finally apprehended, he was huffing and puffing, saying it wouldn't blow down. He just wouldn't blow down. In Vietnam, at a premiere for King Kong, Skull Island, a giant King Kong model burned within minutes after a dancer discarded a torch nearby. Writers, directors, and producers, when learning of this news, scratched their heads and wondered, why didn't we think of that? Driverless cars get the okay in California, and in separate news, Google parent Alphabet files an injunction against Uber. Apparently they're proponents for the rise of the machine. In Wall Street, analysts are worried about iconic brand Starbucks after Starbucks released a press release saying the iconic brand was doing just fine. Virginia Republican introduced a bill to ban the prohibition of marijuana. When asked for a reaction by other House representatives and other Republicans, they simply stated, he's stoned. Feral radioactive boars are taking over 2 Japanese towns, leading us to speculate that this is a PR stunt for a new Godzilla sequel. U.S. attorney is let go after having been giving notice, along with all other former Obama holdovers. Trump Attorney General echoed celebrity Trump when he said, "You're fired." And John Goodman received his Hollywood star on Hollywood Boulevard. Reportedly, the star was supposedly to begin to weigh 10 pounds, was then up to 30 pounds, and then finally brought back down to 25 pounds. And that's the news. This day in history, Saturday, March the 11th, 2017. In 1779, Congress established the U.S. Corps of Army Engineers. It was on this date in 1818 that 21-year-old Mary Shelley published The Modern Prometheus, also known as Frankenstein. In 1864 is the date of the Great Sheffield Flood, which killed 238 people in Sheffield, England. It was on this date, in 1888, that the Great Blizzard of '88 hit the East Coast, and what's formerly known as a nor'easter, killing over 400 people and dropping up to 55 inches of snow in New York City over a period of 3 days. The day before, temperatures reached the mid-20s, sparking the first mention of global warming. It was on this date in 1918 that the first cases of the deadly flu epidemic were reported in Kansas. It went on to kill from 20 to 40 million people worldwide. On this date in 2009, Toyota sold its 1 millionth hybrid in the United States. This was led by sales of the Prius. And in 2004, simultaneous bombings on trains in Madrid killed 191 people in Spain. In 2011, earthquakes measuring 9.0 off the Japan coast triggered a massive tsunami and the second largest nuclear event in history. That's the news. With only 281 days remaining until Christmas. Y'all hurry! Go out and get your Christmas shopping done! It's time! We gotta go! Hurry! Birthdays and deaths on this date, March the 11th. In 378 A.D., Pope Innocent was born. It was on this date in 1785, U.S. Postmaster John Maclean was born, and in 1822, Joseph Bertrand, the French mathematician and economist. I think that's Bertrand. In 1873, Universal Studios co-founder David Horsley was born, and in 1899, American colonial lawyer and politician James H. Douglas Jr. was born. In 1899, it was Frederick IX of Denmark, and in 1903, our very own Lawrence Welk. Cue the music. In 1926, Ralph David Abernathy, an American minter and activist, was born. In 1931, the founder of News Corp, Robert Murdoch of Fox News, which we are no affiliation with. In 1934, journalist Sam Donaldson was born, and in 1936, it was U.S. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. In 1944, actor Don McLean, a.k.a. Trapper Don. And in 1945, guitarist Harvey Mandel. In 1950, Bobby McFerrin was born, reminding us all to just be happy and don't worry. 1964, drummer Vinnie Paul was born, and in 1965, it was Jesse James Jr., civil rights activist. Notable deaths on this date: 1977, Ulysses S. Grant died, y'all. No, not that Ulysses S. Grant. It was Ulysses S. Grant IV. And in 2007, beautiful actress Betty Hutton passed. In 2010, it was Merlin Olsen. You might remember him as a famous football player or from Little House on the Prairie. 1946 saw the death of Bridget Fosse, and in 1946 saw the death of Bridget Fosse. Bridget Fosse was a famous actress from The Man Who Died Twice. And that's the news here, Dum Ditty Doo, looking at things sideways, broadways, and upside down ways. I want to remind y'all to give to the Hat Fund. Go on over to dumdittydoo.com. Until then.